anyị nọ n'ebe a ụmụnne ndị Biafra anyị nọ n'ebe a ebe ka olileanya unu dị ebe ka nzọpụta unu dị olileanya anyị dị na ọwụwa anyanwụ nzọpụta anyị dị na ọwụwa anyanwụ anwụ ga-awa ikuku kube kucha anwụ ga-awa ulukpukube kucha anwụ ga-awa Biafra ga-adịgide wee ruo mgbe ebighị ebi Biafra ga-adịgide wee ruo mgbe ebighị ebi ụmụnne ndị Biafra anyị nọ n'ebe a ụmụnne ndị Biafra anyị nọ n'ebe a ebe ka olileanya unu dị ebe ka nzọpụta unu dị olileanya anyị dị na ọwụwa anyanwụ nzọpụta anyị dị na ọwụwa anyanwụ mmiri zobe ezocha anwụ ga-awa ikuku kube kucha anwụ ga-awa ulukpukube kucha anwụ ga-awa Biafra ga-adịgide wee ruo mgbe ebighị ebi Biafra ga-adịgide wee ruo mgbe ebighị ebi ikwere na Biafra 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 ikwere na Biafra
My people, good afternoon, good evening. It depends where you are watching from. Please, if you are hearing what I'm saying now, try to share the video. Invite others. I made an announcement today informing you people, my people, that I'm going to have 60 minutes interview and deliberation with our good brother, Barrister Emekesiri. He will join us today, and I made you to understand that you got to prepare yourself. Stop throwing insults. Today there will be no insult, and we should be more constructive, because if we want to be successful in all our doings in life, both Biafran agitation, but whatever we are doing in life, if you are not constructive, you will not make it. Because those that throws insult are those when they fight with somebody that offended them, and the judge asks what happened, he will be trying to fight to box and will be shouting. They say, calm down, tell us what happened. He couldn't. He wouldn't, because he's not constructive. He will be there. The offender will win the case. Today is not the day to fight. Today is the day to call in with your WhatsApp, call in the number, throw in a very sensitive, powerful question, and the barrister will answer it. Both what happened in Owerri with Roger Sokorocha, both what happened in Anambra State, UPP and the Biafran group, both what is happening within Nigerian government and Nnamdi with their arrest, both what is happening between no election and there will be election. All these things, prepare yourself, get ready. When I said on your mat, get ready, you got to pick your phone, call in and ask any question. I said it again, let me throw it again. Don't throw insults. So let us welcome our beloved brother Emeka, Barrister Emeka. So let me call him in. He will be waiting for my call.
Hello.
Hello, brother Barrister Emeka. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
You are live now, and our people are hearing you, Barrister Emeka. Please, can you greet them, talk to them, and identify yourself?
Thank you, my brother. I am called Barrister Emekesiri. I'm a Biafran activist. What else do you want to know?
Where do you base, sir?
Okay. I practice in London as well as in Nigeria. I'm practicing in the United Kingdom and in Nigeria as a lawyer.
Okay, so my people, please welcome our beloved brother, Barrister Emeka. Barrister Emeka, welcome to Miro African Television.
Thank you very much.
There are issues, a lot of issues to discuss today, and our people are getting ready with their questions. You know, there are problems. Let me start in Imo State, in Owerri. That was something that just happened recently.
Yeah.
Don't Nigerian government or the state police or military has tear gas and rubber bullet to control the masses when something starts going out of hand?
Yeah, it is really appalling, too appalling for Nigerian police to use live ammunition to shoot civilians. It's terrible. Is something unheard of. There are rubber bullets or even water cannons or tear gas. It is barbaric, and it is a height of stupidity on the part of the law enforcement agencies to use live ammunition on civilians when they're trying to
unarmed civilians.
Yes, unarmed civilians when they are trying to control the crowd or to quell riots. It is wrong. It's very, very wrong, and is condemned. Every right-thinking person must condemn it. The police or the Nigerian police or Nigerian army or the security agencies, they seem to be acting like mad people. How can you use live bullets, ammunition to shoot innocent civilians unarmed just because you want to control the crowd or control riots? You see, there are rubber bullets or water cannons or tear gas that you can use to disperse the crowd, but not to use live bullet and shoot them to death. That is unacceptable. So whoever did that, whichever policeman or security officer that did that, must be arrested and prosecuted. In fact, I would say he committed murder. His murder. It can't even be manslaughter. He did it deliberately.
And let me put on this other so that I'll be. Okay. So, in other side, is there, as a lawyer, is there any room that the state will be able to use to fight for their civil rights when the governor that they voted in is now becoming the Gaddafi of Imo State, taking their lives, killing them?
You can take the governor. You can sue the government now. You can. Right now, we can institute action against the government. Yes. If someone now is willing to sponsor it, I can just come now and file action against the government. What they did is horrible. It's unheard of. It should not be allowed. But who will sponsor those things? See, when you're expecting lawyers to fight. Do you know what it will cost me now to fly from London to come and file a suit against the government of Imo State and against the Governor Governor Okorocha and the rest of them, Attorney General of Imo State and so on, and the police and the Inspector General of Police, whoever, I think the police that came there or the army, whoever they are. So action has to be taken against them. But who will take the action? Yes, every person is expecting lawyers to fight, but how would lawyers fight it if nobody's helping them?
Yeah.
One thing about human rights law is that nobody pays for it. Is it not true? Nobody pays for it. You want us to come and defend you for your human rights, but nobody pays for all the expenses. Then how do we do it?
If like what happened in Anambra State, that there are one news that came out about the democracy defenders of the eastern region, and that they are lawyers of the Eastern region. During the time of Nnamdi Carlos rally within the Eastern region, they went and write a letter to the government demanding that they should arrest Nnamdi Carlos because he want to destroy the democracy of Eastern region. If the lawyers will be able to go so far, why don't they go on against the Governor Korocha on these killings of mass killing of unarmed poor citizens of Imo State?
Well, I don't know the lawyers are talking about. If there's a group of lawyers answering democracy defenders, that's an organization. From what you said now,
yes,
the name sounds like the name of an organization. Something democracy defenders, right?
Yes, that's what they use, yes.
So it's an organization. I don't know how that organization is being funded or financed or whoever is sponsoring that organization. So if that organization can fight it, let them go and fight this one in Imo State. You see? But I belong to the pro-Biafra groups. I belong to the Bilie Human Rights Initiative, trading as Bilie for Biafra, aka also known as Bilie for Biafra. Bilie Human Rights Initiative, also known as Bilie for Biafra. I also belong to Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, Mobbing. So these are the pro-Biafra groups I belong to. And we are not being financed by anybody. We are just using our own money from our pockets to fight. So okay. Those other people, if they are being sponsored or whoever is helping them, let them go ahead and fight. Fight for the common masses. Because we can't see how people will just lose their lives in the hands of the governor of Imo State or the government of Imo State. People's livelihood destroyed, their market shop destroyed, and all those things destroyed, and even their lives destroyed because of one overzealous governor. So that should not be allowed to stand. So people should fight. People should fight it. If there are people who are willing, yes, let them come up and fight the injustice. It should not stand. I was told that they are trying to remove the market because it's causing hold up or whatever. That is useless. That's nonsense. Why didn't they build flyovers in Owerri to remove the congestion? This is not acceptable at all.
There is a very powerful argument that you are trying to raise there, because and I have another question, Barrister. Don't the business people that are doing business in that Owerri market has the right, if the state government, if you ask me, like we living in abroad here in a democratical world, if the governor file in a document demanding the removal of the market, don't the masses and the citizens of the state has the right to resist that application, that they don't want to move, they want it there where it belongs? Just come in.
Okay, now listen. There is something called power of eminent domain. That is, the government has power to acquire a property, demolish the property for public purpose. Government has right to come even to your house and acquire your house, demolish your house and build something for the public. Maybe they want to build airport or seaport, or they want to build public library, or they want to build general hospital, or they want to build anything that's for the public use. It is called compulsory acquisition or exercise of power of eminent domain. Now, by the law, there's a procedure for it. Before the government can acquire a private property, they will revoke the right of occupancy, and they will serve notice. It's not something that is done overnight, and the people will have notice that this place has been acquired by the government. That is, if it's public private property. Now, I understand that the market that was demolished is normally under the Nigerian law. Market is run by the municipal government, that is the local government.
Okay.
That under the Nigerian law, the markets are run by local government. But I don't know or whether Imo State government has a particular interest in that market, because local governments run the markets. But whatever be the case, if the governor wants to acquire a property, it will give notice to the owners of the property. And then there are ways, either you relocate those people before you demolish, you relocate them and pay them compensation before you demolish their property. So all those shops that were destroyed in a Kuku market, how were they notified? Were they given notice? What's the procedure?
7 days ultimatum.
No, that is wrong. There should be a publication, and then they will now make representation. Their lawyers or their surveyors, estate surveyors and valuers, and their lawyers will now make their cases before the acquiring authority. Who acquired it? Is it the Ministry of Land that acquired it, or who? What is the place being used for now? Did they acquire it for what purpose? Did they acquire that Kuku market site for what purpose? Is it for public use?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Are they going to sell it to one businessman?
Or maybe Okorocha will buy it and build another estate in that place.
Good. So if the acquisition is not for public purpose, then it is null and void ab initio, because the law says for you to acquire such a property, it has to be for public purpose. So for what purpose has the government of Imo State acquired that place they demolished? In the first place, I am yet to understand the title, that's the ownership of that market. Who owns it in the first place? Is it the government that owns it, which I think it is the local government that owns it?
It's the local government, because the market is there before Nigeria was created.
Good. So it means that the local government that owns the market, therefore the freehold interest belongs to the government, but the leasehold interest belongs to the traders. In a property, the leasehold interest may be inferior to freehold, but it is still valuable because it is there that the traders stay to make their living, to make all their money, to train their children, to build their houses, to everything they do. It's from that shop, those shops that were destroyed. So they have leasehold interest in the properties, in the shops. So they are commercial shops, commercial tenants, so to say.
Okay.
Now,
Go ahead.
They are commercial tenants. If the shops were owned by the government, then before the government would demolish this thing, the government must pay compensation to the traders and relocate them. Either build another market somewhere and relocate them and pay them compensation to settle very well before you demolish their shops.
And he didn't follow that step.
Then it is wrong. Somebody must go to court and challenge it.
Okay. Barrister, we keep that one pending before people will prepare themselves in terms of question to ask on that Owerri issue. My people, if you have anything to ask about Owerri and Okorocha, and you heard what the barrister just said, you may write it or you may call in. So let's jump into, because we don't have too much time, let's jump into another matter. Barrister, in Eastern region, we are having issues with Nigeria. The way things are looking at the moment, it's as if Nigeria has two laws that base two sides. In the sense that the northern part of Nigeria has their law that governs them, and the eastern region, the Igbos, have a special law made for them that governs them. What I mean on this is this. As all of us may recall, as there was agitation in eastern region under the leadership of Nnamdi, and the Arewa group in the northern Nigeria issued an ultimatum to every Easterner living in North to leave on 1st October. The governor of the state ordered the government and the judiciary to open an investigation and arrest those people that breached that law. even the chief police commissioner or whatever on that state also asked the judge and the court of Supreme Court of Nigeria to do something, nobody cares. But today, Nnamdi Kanu is agitating in Eastern region, which I believe is his fundamental human right to emphasize and put things the way he sees it. But now they are trying to revoke his bail to re-arrest him. What do you have to add on this issue? Do we have two laws governing Nigeria?
No, it is one law, but what happens is that some of you who are not lawyers will not understand. And I don't know how I will say it for you to understand. Now, Nnamdi Kanu is before a court now. He is on bail. That doesn't mean that he's not before the court. Right now, he is before the court. Do you understand that first?
Okay, yes, yes.
His case is in court. He is right now before the court. Bail was granted to him. I read it online. I read it in the newspapers. The court granted him bail on health grounds for him to go to hospital because his lawyer said he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge granted him bail for him to go to hospital and look after himself and be bringing periodical report about his health.
Mm-hmm.
And then the court gave him conditions of bail. Now, if Nnamdi Kanu has violated any law or any order, it is against the court, the high court that gave the bail condition, not against police.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, the government is of three tiers. There is the legislature, there is the executive, there is the judiciary. Nnamdi Kanu has not offended the executive, has not offended the legislature. If at all he has committed any offense concerning his bail, he has offended the judiciary, that's the court.
Okay.
So it is not police that can arrest him. Police can never arrest him. Government can never arrest him. It is only the same court who gave order that can order for his arrest if the court says that he has breached the order.
But the order, they are saying that how can you give a human being, a living being, a condition that he should not be in the midst of 10 people?
Okay.
Is that
fine.
not violating his fundamental human right as a person?
No, it's not. Listen. A court has power to even put you in prison. And is it not, if the court puts you in prison, is it not violating your right to freedom?
Yes, they do, yeah.
A court has power to even pass sentence of death and kill you by hanging. Is it not depriving you of your freedom or right to life?
Yes, it is.
So you people should understand, court, in fact, nobody is above the order of the court. Understand that.
Yeah, but
So,
this one is political motivated.
No, listen. What they should do, if a court gives an order you feel that affects you badly, what you should do is to apply for variation of that order. For instance, when that order was made that he should not be in the midst of more than 10 people, or he should not do this, that, what he should have done, or his lawyer should have applied for variation of that order. Vary it. You have to vary. If you don't vary it and you go contrary to it, then it is contempt of court.
But now,
There is room for variation. There's room for variation. If they make an order that is very bad against you, why don't you apply for variation of that order, or even setting it aside, or even appealing against it? I'm a lawyer and I cannot allow any person to violate the rule of law.
Okay, but now, is it too late to make corrections?
I am not his lawyer.
Yes, but you are one of the Biafran people, and you.
And now you are bringing Arewa people.
Yes.
There is no court order that Arewa people have violated. There's no court order against them. Is there anyone?
No, but they declare that their people should massacre the Easterners living in their territory if they do not leave their territory. But the Nigerian Constitution, as you know, gave us the room to operate in any corner of that nation. Good.
Is there any case now before the court against Arewa people?
Barrister, let's speak a call. Somebody is calling. Let's speak a caller. Please lower the volume. Lower your volume. Hello, the caller on the phone. Hello.
My brother, the only thing I'm trying to put on that, the lawyer appeal for that. That is the only thing. The lawyer appeal for that, but there's no any answer given to them.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. Is that
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The lawyer have already appealed for that, and they did not respond.
Yeah, they did not respond.
Okay, then
thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you, my brother. So, Barrister.
Yes.
The caller on the line, sorry, I didn't ask his name. He said that the lawyer have already appealed for this thing you are mentioning, but the Nigerian court refused to respond.
How? Respond how?
They did not respond to that call.
He can't say that. He can't say that a lawyer filed a case to either to vary an order or to set it aside or appeal
to vary it, as you just mentioned.
Okay, to vary it, and then the court said what?
They did not respond.
What do you mean by did not respond?
That's what the caller said.
It is not possible. I'm a lawyer. You can't say a lawyer issues a summons or issues a paper and the court will not respond. It's not true. The lawyer can go to... What do you mean by that? Who is talking like that? Is he a lawyer? Or what do you mean? It's not possible. I will go to court. If I file a matter in court and it's not being heard, I'll go to court and... What do you mean? I file a paper in court and the court did not respond, or the... Hey! Is it not a lawyer that's handling the case?
It's a lawyer.
There is... Listen, you cannot joke with the power of a lawyer. Instead, he will go and stop the case from the court. That court will never sit again until his case is heard. And so he will go and close down that court. The court will never sit until his case is heard. What do you mean? Look at me, Emekesiri. I file a matter in court, and the court will not. I will make sure that nobody sits in that court again until my case is heard. What do you mean by that? I can't believe you that he said, and the court did not respond.
Yeah, but somebody is writing that we are dealing with Nigeria, that everything is possible.
What do you mean? I am the one who filed a case in in the Federal High Court, and I went to get an order against them.
Okay, Barrister, he's calling back. Barrister, let's pick the call. Let's pick the call. Let's see.
What are you talking about? Am I not practicing in Nigeria?
Hello, the caller on the line. What's your name and where you are calling from? Please lower your volume.
Hello?
Lower the volume of your...
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello? I don't want to argue about this issue.
No,
please. We are
my
talking
brother.
listen.
What's your name? Where you are calling from, please?
My name is Jeff. I'm calling from Sweden.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
I know everything about this case, and I'm flowing it. I'm telling you what is it. But it's like this lawyer is talking like we are not. He doesn't know about Nigeria system. Do you understand me? I don't want to argue about him about this system.
But
we are talking about. He has to know. He has to know. Yes, he has to know what is he talking about. Is Nigeria following the rule of law, or is it this thing? Is it a new thing to him about a Nigerian? I don't want to argue about this thing. I don't want to argue about him, but because it's like
You
Is
don't
he
need to
living in
argue.
Nigeria?
You don't need to argue. You don't need to argue. You have put it through. Barrister, are you
Not
hearing
the
him?
system of Nigeria.
I heard what he said. No, I heard
Okay.
what he said.
Okay, my brother. Now
Do
listen.
you want me to explain? Do you want him to tell him everything about this case, or everything about Nnamdi Kalu's case?
Okay. Now, I have heard what you said. You said Nigeria does not obey the rule of law. That is the summary of what you are saying.
Yes.
Good. Now, you mean that the lawyer filed a matter in court, and the court threw away his matter, and the lawyer just kept quiet? That's what you said?
My brother, just be straightforward. He's a lawyer also. You know, we
I'm
argue
I'm
to
asking-
learn. We doesn't
I'm
argue
asking-
to disagree.
Hold on.
We argue to agree.
I am asking. You said that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer filed the matter in court to vary either variation of the bail terms or appealing against
My
the
brother.
terms. And
My brother.
let me finish now. Let me finish.
Yeah, I'm not. But I know where you are going, but I'm not arguing you. What you may be saying may be right. Listen, maybe what you are saying may be right on your own side, but we are talking about Nigerian system here.
He practiced in
Hold on.
Nigeria
This,
also.
what you are saying doesn't work in Nigeria. That is what I'm
Listen.
trying to let you
Listen.
know.
I practice in Nigeria.
What you are saying is right.
Listen.
What you are saying is right,
my brother,
but it's
wait.
not working.
Allow the
Listen.
barrister to speak. People are
And they
listening.
haven't worked.
Okay, wait. We will learn
my-
from arguing, you know.
Listen, my
Please,
brother,
just
listen,
calm
my
down. Allow barrister to explain.
But as I'm talking to you, this is what happened. I don't want to go more further about it. This is what happens.
Okay, now listen.
But
Or should I
now
give
you
you
get
more
it.
example?
Now listen. I practice in Nigeria. I am
It is true.
I am.
We also come from there.
Listen.
Yes,
I-
just listen, my brother. Just give him time. Let him finish, please.
I practice in Nigeria. I practice outside Nigeria. Good. I have dealt with government. I mean, I have made suits, cases, summons against Nigerian government. So I practice in Nigeria. Now, my question is this. You said that Nigeria does not obey the rule of law. Fine. And now I asked, did Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer file a case against those bail conditions, either to vary the bail conditions or even to appeal against the bail condition? And the court did not hear him. And you say, I don't know, it's like I'm not in Nigeria. The question is simple. It's not that you are not Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer and that I'm not his lawyer. Yes. Otherwise, it is his lawyer that will tell me this now, that yes, my learned friend, I filed this thing and the Nigerian government threw it away. So,
what I'm trying to know is that
so can you please get to Nnamdi? Can you please get to his lawyer? Can you please get to his lawyer and confirm that his lawyer either filed for variation of the bail conditions or even appealed against the order, and then the court threw it away? Can you confirm from his lawyer?
My brother, we're on the air.
Okay, if you will be able to reach the lawyer, he may call us on Skype. The Skype is Mirror African Television. If he has internet and is still at home now, he may call in. Barrister will listen to him. They are the learned friend. They may rub shoulders and, you know.
Yeah, let me talk to his lawyer. Did his lawyer file this thing and the court threw it away?
That's the issue, my brother. You have had the barrister. Do you have another thing to add? Okay. Then I'm not hearing you clearly. It's like
yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
No, the only thing, I don't have anything. The only thing that makes me come in on this issue is that he's speaking like the lawyer he don't know what he's doing. He just keep quiet or let Nnamdi Kanu do whatever he wants. The lawyer is following the whole rule of law, but the only thing is that Nigeria is not respecting the law. They are not following any rule of law. We know and we be following this case. Nnamdi Kanu, how many times did he have a bail? The Nigeria obeyed the court. So this one is not a big deal to them.
That's another issue that you just raised now, my brother. Barrister, the issue that he just.
So I'm trying to tell a barrister. That is what I'm trying to tell a barrister. So this is not a big. It's nothing.
If Nigerian court will grant Nnamdi Kanu bail first and second time and they rejected it.
Yeah. What is this?
Do you think that this one now is a big case more than the other one that they caught?
Exactly.
Okay, now listen. I don't know the details of when first thing.
Only Nnamdi Kanu. What of Colonel? What is that his name? The former what is that his name? Okay, then let's go to Nnamdi's case.
Hello? What I'm saying is
yes, I'm with you.
What I'm saying is that I don't have details of Nnamdi Kanu's case. I don't know. I know all I knew. I read them from newspaper. I read them online. There was a time they accused him of one thing. After some time, they amended their charges and brought a new charge and so on. So, but someone who is not a lawyer may not understand that if, for instance, you are arrested and charged with the offense of assault, and then a bail is granted for assault, before the assault is perfected, before the bail of perfecting assault, that's before the perfection of the bail for assault, then the prosecution now brings a new charge and amends the charge. Can you hear me?
Yeah, continue, Barrister. Only that here.
And now the prosecution now amends the charge and maybe removes assault and brings a charge of stealing. And then they'll keep you. You may not say, you have been granted bail, but they refuse to let you go, without knowing that they are now holding you on a different charge. Then ordinary people will say, that they refuse to obey the order of the court. I'm not saying that this is what happened, but it is possible, because I heard that they were amending their charges and bringing new charges and so on. The first charge, I think they said it was running an unlawful society or something like that. Later they changed it until they now brought a charge of treasonable felony or something. So I understand, or I heard that they were changing their charges, amending their charges, and the law allows the prosecution to amend their charges or withdraw their charges, add new ones, or remove. So that I don't have details of his case, but whatever be the case, if there is a bail that's unconscionable, bail terms that are unconscionable, that are not fair, then his lawyer should apply for variation of that bail or even appeal against it. But I don't know whether the time limit has elapsed now. I don't know, because whenever an order is made, you are given some time to appeal against it. So I don't know the details.
Okay, Barrister, let's move back to Arewa. You raised an issue that did anybody took Arewa to court or something like that. Don't the federal government has the right, if somebody go against the law as they are charging Nnamdi Kanu today, to go after Arewa also, because they breach a law? Is it not so? Don't they have? Is there no law that they breach by asking one tribe of the other the one tribe of the nation to pull out?
If I look at that thing, their notice to quit violates human rights of the Igbos staying in the north, because under the Nigerian Constitution, every person has right to live and own property in any part of Nigeria. That's under Cap 4 laws of that's that's Chapter 4 of the Constitution. That's human rights law. So if someone is now trying to push you out from the north, he violates your human rights. Now, who will take action? The person whose rights have been violated can now take action against whoever violates his rights.
But the state government acts.
Hold on. So, but if you look at it on the other hand, not only that violation of human rights has occurred, but that quit notice is an act likely to cause breach of the peace, which now makes it criminal.
Okay.
There is an offense in the criminal code called act likely to cause breach of the peace. So that the quit notice they issued can be construed as an act likely to cause breach of the peace. In that case, it comes under criminal law also. So the police can arrest whoever issued those the quit notice and then prosecute them under that section of the criminal code. It's not treason. Somebody say it's treasonable felony or treason. No, it's not treason. Treason is when you wage war to overthrow a government. That is treason.
But Nnamdi did not wage any war to overthrow the Nigerian government.
Nnamdi is not being charged with treason. He's being charged with treasonable felony.
Okay.
Good. So some of you, because you are not lawyers, you don't know the difference.
Yes.
Good. So the Arewa people did not commit treason or even treasonable felony. Now, treasonable felony is when you make plans to overthrow a government, even though you have not overthrown the government, you have not done anything physically, but you've taken a step towards achieving your aim. For instance, if I say I want to overthrow Nigerian government, and then I start making arrangements, maybe holding meeting, sourcing for arms, sourcing for people who help me, going to trying to arrange for the time I will strike the government. So those arrangements are making to strike the government now constitute the intention. That's I'm now putting that intention into action, even though I have not overthrown the government. So that is treasonable. I have not overthrown the government, but I'm doing something towards it. That is treasonable. But treason is when you now actually come in with war, that's trying to overthrow the government by war, by fighting them. That's treasonable. That's treason itself. Okay. Now, the case of Arewa people is different. I have interpreted it in two ways. One, under human rights law, violating the rights of the people who live in the north, the Igbos. Secondly, under criminal law of act likely to cause breach of the peace. So under this criminal law, under the section I quoted, the police can arrest them and put them in prison and prosecute them, and if they are found guilty, then the court will sentence them to prison. So, but now, nobody has brought the Arewa youths before the court. That is the thing. So somebody has to bring them before the court. Then the court will pass judgment.
Do you think that Nigeria will accept such a appeal?
Who will accept such appeal?
I mean, because I see Arewa, even though the things that the herdsmen are doing within our territory, that even though the president of the nation could not even address. I saw somebody in the United States, people are protesting, and he drive in with his car. President of United States was forced to say something about that act. But these herdsmen have been killing our people for months, years now, and the federal government have not uttered a word.
Has someone brought action against the federal government because of the atrocities of the herdsmen?
But in the United States, did somebody go to court because of that? But the president was there to address the people, condemn what happened.
Okay, fine. President of America did it. President of Nigeria will not do it unless he is forced to do it.
Okay. And how can we force him, sir?
There are people who can take action against the presidency, against the federal government for not protecting the lives of the people.
How can we do these things? How can we take steps to start?
Listen. Human rights litigation is not an easy thing because nobody pays for it, and the lawyer will just waste his energy and time and life and resources and so on fighting for people who do not appreciate. In fact, you have to be very, very rich to fight for the poor.
To be Abiola.
Somebody like the late Gani Fayemi. Gani Fayemi had a lot of money, and then he used that money and he was fighting for the poor. You need to have a lot of money to fight for the poor. He was defending
even though the Biafran people now says, let us rally round and raise fund to start pressing the federal government to protect the life and the properties of the Eastern region people. Don't you think that they will assassinate the lawyer?
No, they will not. They will not assassinate. That is the problem. When I issued the summons against Nigerian government for Biafra.
Barrister, call is coming in. Let me pick the call.
All right.
The call on the line. What's your name and where you're calling from? Please lower the volume. What's your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Jeff from Sweden.
Oh,
Jeff from Sweden. I disagree, but you must have money before you fight the government. You have to be wise and know what your people need and what your people are going through, like Nnamdi, before you could fight government of Nigeria.
What the barrister is trying to what the barrister is trying to wait. What the barrister is trying to say is this: that you wasting your money fighting for people who doesn't value what you are doing. That when people start.
What do you mean? What do you mean? People value what the Nnamdi are doing.
Not Nnamdi. But if barrister now like.
Nnamdi are doing.
Not Nnamdi. Like the shooting in Owerri, the shooting in Anambra. You know, all these areas, every corner, they are shooting our people with live ammunition. That there are organizations called the Human Rights Organization that can take Nigeria to court. You understand? And you will be listening from the Facebook side. They will take Nigeria to court. Baris, if I'm wrong or right, please correct me.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes.
Yeah, you will take Nigeria to court to make sure that Nigeria stick to their promises to protect the life and integrity of every Nigerian citizen. Is it not so?
Yeah, that's right.
So he said that he disagreed. Like, if you see what our people are passing through, you'll be forced to do something. But don't you think that?
How will I now, for instance, now, am I not the one who spent all my money to file a case of independence of Biafra in the federal court and spent all my money for 5 years from 2012 to 2017? I spent all my. Did you give me any money? So what I'm saying is that you need to have money to fight for the people who are being oppressed, unless the people can contribute.
I have another thing. Barrister, there are a lot of barristers from the Eastern region that are even passing through what every Easterner is passing through. Can they organize themselves, start doing something? Or don't they know the law that will protect them, or they will use to fight for the right of the people?
My dear, I just mentioned now that I belong to a human rights organization that fights for the Biafrans. How many people have sponsored us, even the extent we have gone so far? to even legitimize Biafran struggle by issuing originating summons against Federal Republic of Nigeria for the independence of Biafra. The case is ongoing. How many people have helped us?
I try to discuss with people on that issue, Barrister, and most of them do distance themselves because they say that below human rights and mobbing are practicing, are joining themselves with the Nigerian politics.
Okay, that's all right. All right.
Let's pick a call. The caller on the line. Hello. Please reduce your volume.
Yeah, what Barrister was saying, because people do not see them like they are fighting for them.
All right.
Barrister, do you have anything to add?
Okay, since I went to
Nnamdi as somebody that can liberate them from this kind of problem. That is the only thing. That is the problem.
Okay.
People see any another organization or any group that's fighting for their pocket, not fighting for their masses. That is simple as it.
All right. Now, that I went to court and issued summons against Nigerian government to let Biafra go, and now you think it is for my pocket when I'm using my own money to do it. Well, that's okay.
Then after that, what happens?
Now,
after that, who heard about Biafra again? After those noise, then you guys make.
The case is not yet over.
It's not yet over.
Yes.
So how is the case?
No, Barrister made it clear that.
When did you hear about the case last?
1 minute. Let me finish, my brother. He said last time that I interviewed him that he's not even expecting anything good out of it. But if that thing doesn't, if you walk towards that way, they have another method of handling the issue.
Let me explain.
Then why not bring that method and join Nnamdi on this struggle?
Now listen, just listen.
Why not brought that method and join Nnamdi on this method?
Now, listen, the Barrister want to explain something.
Can you listen? Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm there.
Now, Nnamdi Kanu was with me, was my member when we started. Just listen now. He was my member. He registered as my member on 30th of June 2012. Now, the case I filed brought what is called judicial immunity. Why did I file that case? I know that Nigeria will dribble the case and postpone the case and adjourn the case, but do you know what that case will do? There is something called judicial immunity. Before I joined the struggle, people were hiding. When they talk about Biafra, people will be hiding. But immediately I filed that suit between Biafra and Nigeria, we gained what is called judicial immunity. Judicial immunity means when two parties are in court, nobody should disturb anybody until the case is over. For instance, if you are in court with your neighbor over a piece of land, nobody
I understand.
Good. So when immediately I filed this suit between Biafrans and Nigeria, there was judicial immunity upon all Biafrans. And then in court, we now told the Nigerian government that we are Biafrans. By indigenous identity, we are called indigenous people of Biafra. I created that name, indigenous people of Biafra. I formed that organization called Indigenous People of Biafra. The whole thing, Nnamdi was with me he registered as a member on 30th of June 2012. Now, along the line, he now said he didn't believe in legal method again. He now started preaching violence and said, without violence, there will be no Biafra. He now started insulting us and insulting everybody, insulting the elders who are the Supreme Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra. Now, just listen.
Because that is the only way that country can listen to him.
Just listen now.
And that is the only way they are listening now.
Well, when you were talking, I think I was listening. Just listen.
My brother, just calm down. Let Barrister.
If you are the type who doesn't listen, I will stop, because when you are talking, I was listening. Now I want to explain.
Okay, I'm listening.
I want to explain to you. Now, what have we gained? Now, as this case is going on, judicial immunity covers all of us. Nobody can be arrested unless you commit a crime, but nobody can be arrested for being a Biafran, because we have legitimized it. The Biafran struggle is now legitimized. The only thing is, if you commit a crime in the name of Biafra, you will be arrested. But right now, the name Biafra has been accepted by the Nigerian government, and we are now called Biafrans living in Nigeria. Just like you see people of Scotland, they are Scottish living in Britain. So we are Biafrans living in Nigeria. So we have already achieved that identity problem, that we are Biafrans living in Nigeria. Okay, fine. Second thing is this. As Nigeria is now dribbling us, postponing the case, adjourning the case, now we have got another evidence that can now take this case to the world court, because the law says before you can go to world court for independent struggle, you must start from your home court in the country where you are. And if they deny you justice,
yes,
if they deny you justice, if they frustrate you, then you now go to international court.
The caller on the line, please lower the volume of your either TV set or your computer.
Okay. Hello? I have done that.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Barrister, 1 minute. The caller on the line, what's your name and where you are calling from?
Hello? I'm still on the line.
My name is Emmanuel.
Okay.
My name is Emmanuel.
Please lower the volume of your computer and all sorts of other television, because I'm hearing myself.
Okay. So that is when that is if it is civil matter.
I have lowered it already.
There's much
But
noise
I keep
there.
on hearing myself, Emmanuel.
There's much noise there.
Please lower it and you call
now?
back. Barrister, sorry, continue.
There's much noise there.
I have dropped him. You have to lower it and call back.
Okay, so if you are denied justice, then you can now move to the international court. So by the adjournments and the technical hitches Nigeria is bringing against this case, the Biafrans can now move the case to international court on the grounds that they have been denied justice.
Yes.
So we are not saying, in fact, if they had struck out the case immediately, that would have been better for us. Then we'll move to international court. But the delay is also helping us. The delay is helping us to establish ourselves. As the case is being delayed, you can now organize yourselves as a people, govern yourselves as a people, using the customary law. Organize yourselves and govern yourselves as a people. So the case that is being delayed is also good on one hand, because it gives you the time to organize yourselves and get ready. So it is all right. One, it has given us judicial immunity that we want. It has also provided us with evidence that we can now use to lodge out to the world court. So that is it. The legal method that going to court is not going street by street agitation, street by street protest. That is a different thing. So if the man says, I should join, how can I join Nnamdi Kanu and be going on street protest? Well, no. Nnamdi Kanu was with me, and he said he didn't like legal method, that he wanted to fight war. He went looking for God, asking for people to donate money to buy arms and ammunition to fight and destroy Nigeria, and so on and so forth. I'm surprised that now he's talking about referendum. Referendum is political process. It's like voting. It's political process. So how will you get referendum without going through political process? So that's it.
I have another question, Barrister. There is one issue that is boiling in the Eastern region. I'm sorry that I have taken your time. We have only
8 minutes left.
8 minutes. Okay, I have one question. This thing that is boiling in Eastern region, there will be no vote. There will be voting. What do you want to add to that?
Well, the thing is that I have looked at everything, and my conclusion is that there will be election in the East. Nnamdi Kanu's group said there will be no election. What will they do to stop the election? Are they going to fight a war to stop election?
No.
The much they can do is to sit in their houses, sit at home.
Yes, that's the best way to.
That's the much they can do. Now they go and sit at home, while those of us who want to vote will go and vote. Now suppose, as our people who want to vote go out to vote, Nnamdi Kanu's people come on the road to stop us. What do you think will happen?
I don't think that they will stop, because that is interrupting the election.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Those who want to go and vote are going to vote. Those who want to sit down in their house should sit down in their house. But the problem is, when those sitting in their house say now their house is too hot for them to sit, that they come out on the road to stop people from going to vote, there will be problem.
No, they will not. That's why they say sit at home. There will be nothing like disrupting. Yeah.
Fine, let them sit at home, and by the time they come out from their home, there will be an announcement that someone has won the election.
Okay, let me rush again. We all, as Mobbin was preaching before, that we should support UPP. And today, UPP has betrayed Ofodile and sell his ticket to this person sponsored by the Hausas. How do you think that we can use political process to defeat our enemies? Is there any possibility on that?
Okay, now the thing is that Mobbin has got a good experience. This is the very first time Biafrans entered into politics. We didn't build any political party. The Biafran activists did not build any party. Owazirike, who started in 1999, did not build a political party. All those people, Asari Dokubo them, and all those, they did not build any political party. The Biafran activists did not build any political party. So when we came up, we looked for a political party. We couldn't find. We went into an alliance with a political party we felt that had the same ideology with us. But it's not our political party. We went into alliance. And now that the alliance is not working, we have pulled out from the alliance, and then we have gone back to our drawing board, and we are now building up our political structure. Mobbing is the first Biafran political movement, and eventually you will see it as a Biafran political party. Just like you have Scotland has its own Scottish National Party that moved. We will eventually see Biafran political party will emerge. Because for all these years, you people that started the Biafran struggle, you did not use political method. This is the very first time we are coming in. Look at Scotland. It is Scottish National Party that moved their motion and passed their bill, and they conducted their referendum. And it is Scottish National Party that is still advocating for their independence right now in the parliament. We don't have it yet.
Let me chip in something so far before we close for today. I will challenge you with your word on the past videos that we made. You said before that if the UPP goes contrary to this alliance, there is another tools to fight them, to bring them back to the coast or to the line. Now they have betrayed Ofodile, which is the activist of the Biafran. Which tools do you think that Ofodile has now to act under the platform of UPP?
No, that's not what I mean. Look at what I mean. Assuming that somebody was elected under UPP as a Biafran. For instance, assuming that Ofodile or any person who the Biafrans put forward is elected under UPP as a Biafra activist, and now he goes into power and now begins to do something contrary to the Biafran struggle, then we have a tool to pull him out from the government house.
Okay.
That is what I mean.
Okay.
So we already have the tool. Assuming that Ofodile or any person we have decided to push forward, assuming that the person ascends the throne and gets into power, and then we now bring our map, our road map, and now he now says sorry, he has become a Nigerianized politician. We have the tool to pull him out.
A call is coming in. Let me pick it.
Unfortunately, we have only 3 minutes more or 2 minutes more.
Okay. The call on the line. Please lower your volume so that we'll be able to pick you. And we have only 2 minutes before we close.
But
what do you want to?
We can continue tomorrow.
Yeah, brother, barrister, Marangiso. Although now Mahado that not get the matter, the matter now why you not to on Biafra egu. None the matter Monago. Kedu ihe na akodo ọ ka na-aka akụkọ iji Biafra egwu wayo egwu politics so ama m no te ndị mmadụ wude forever
excuse me Lanya asịrị m gị ị na-akpọ ị ga-adị constructive ị na-put to a live accusation. Everybody has his view the way of feel Ogeshema achieve, likewise you and other person. Doesn't mean that somebody who doesn't follow your way is a criminal. You know, he has dropped. So, my people who are listening in, this is a 60 minutes, normally 60 minutes interview, but we have crossed 60 minutes with 6 minutes, getting to 7 minutes. I thank you all for joining today. And this question and answer will be coming by God's grace, maybe, but daily. If you have any question, if you have any issue, if you have anything to add, it must not be today. Tomorrow is another day. Yes. You will chip in, you will contribute, you will correct Barrister where he's making mistakes. You will also support Barrister where he's good. And this issue now is only for the betterment of our people and for the goodness of our people, not to harm our people. So if you have any personal anger on whoever that is not following your way, better direct your gun to your enemies, not to your brother. God bless you. Barrister, do you have any last word you want to add to them?
Yeah, I want to greet all the Biafrans who are listening, and I want to wish you well. I pray that God will protect all of us and bless you, protect you, and give us love and unity among ourselves. And until we get where we're going to, by the grace of God, our freedom is very near. So we shall not lose hope, but we must walk with wisdom, with knowledge, and with understanding. God bless you all. Thank you. Until tomorrow, we shall see again by the grace of God. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Barrister, and God bless you. Please be ready for tomorrow. Because I know that today they will be prepared to fight you tomorrow. I say thank you for granting us this opportunity. God be with you and be with your family. Bye-bye for now, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
So, my people, as you have heard, the barrister have explained a lot of things. I even expected most of you to put something in writing. But most of you are not writing. I thank you for listening in. But I would like you to get yourself prepared because of tomorrow. If you have any topic you would like to discuss, put it down. If Barrister comes online by this time tomorrow, you throw out your bomb, but don't insult. Nnamdi Kanu is not a lawyer. Nnamdi Kanu has his own way of chasing and achieving his dream. Barrister is a lawyer, learned man who believes that everything that he will use to achieve the success of Biafra will pass through due process. There is nothing wrong in it. We may be coming from all angles. As the barrister just mentioned before, he says, You may take Nigeria to court. You may take Governor Korocha to court through one way or the other, in the ways that they believe upon. If you doesn't follow my own way, doesn't mean that you are my enemy. You may be an opposition, I may be an opposition. Opposition doesn't mean that you will not move forward. The duty of opposition is to put fire on your buttocks so that you will sit well and concentrate on what you are doing. If you people, most of you may know former Senate President, the late Senate President before, during the time of Obasanjo. What is that his name? I hear Nnamdi. But that man, when Obasanjo took over as the president of Nigeria, he tried to rule Nigeria like his mother's kitchen. But this man took this the staff of authority of the Senate. Okadibo, God bless you, my brother. Okadibo teach Obasanjo that I am not baby on this field. He's master in terms of political science. You know, barrister may be pushing you towards the judicial and political process. Nnamdi Kanu will be fighting through the streets and other things. Others may be organizing themselves, taking the state governors of Imo State, Anambra, those people that are killing their citizens, taking them to court, pinpointing, destroying Nigerian tools in our territory. But all of us keep on folding our hands, watching. You have heard the barrister what he just said. And all of us are waking up now. I say, God bless you, remain blessed, and we'll see us tomorrow. Don't give up. Continue the fight.
Sabo kamwani